Hi, Alan. My name is Jerry Grocki, and I'm a teacher at Boynton Beach High School in South Florida. You know, I really love that you're all about being kind, and it's something that I've been teaching in my classroom for over 30 years now. But I want to tell you about something that our kids here are doing that takes kindness to a global scale. About 5 years ago, we started a program called Education Rocks, where our kids took one child and put that child in school for a whole school year. Today, we're up to 181 kids going to school. And when we first did this, I thought, it's going to be really good. A kid gets to have an education, because we know how important education is. In third world countries, education is not free. So 5 years ago, I was leaving Bali, and someone came up to me and said, there's a young boy who wants to go to school, but his parents can't afford it. And at that point, his life was going to shift drastically. He was going to be going into the rice fields to become a laborer for the rest of his life. And that cycle of poverty for his family would just continue. So I said, that can't be. So I met this young man, and through a translator, I found out that he was going to be a teacher. And of course, that just won my heart over. So I did what I had to do to get him in school, paid the money there, and I came back to my school, and I talked to my leadership class, and I said, look, you guys, introduced him, and I said, he wants to go to school, but he can't. And they said, we've got this. I thought they'd raise the money for 1 year. They raised the money for him to go to school and finish high school, his 10th, 11th, and 12th grade years. In 1 year, they raised over $1,300. I was blown away by this. And I thought, wait, this could be bigger. Why one? Why can't it be 1,001? And so we put together this program, Education Rocks. And now we have 181 kids that are being sponsored to go to school. When you think about the change that happened in that one moment, just because a bunch of kids said that they were going to be kind enough to put this kid in school. His life shifted from being in the rice fields and being a laborer to having an education. Today, 5 years later, that boy, Kadek Oka, he's a teacher of religion in Bali. And so today, our program, Education Rocks, is in 3 schools in South Florida and a Brownie troop. And we thought, though, this program could be worldwide. And one of the things that we want to do is grow our program. What if every school in the United States sponsored one child to go to school? What if we were in other third world countries, or even other countries where maybe our governments didn't get along, but it didn't matter because the kids recognized the importance of education? And in a country like Afghanistan, if we're putting kids in school there, who cares about the politics? It's about being kind and coming from your heart. And that's what this is teaching our kids. So Ellen, how can you help? Well, we know that you can move mountains, and you can make things happen. And there's a couple of things that my vision for this program. Number one, how cool would it be if a child here, if a student here sponsored a child for 2 or more years, if their senior year for their spring break, I took them to that country and they met the child that they were sponsoring, and they walked in their shoes, and they actually were able to experience the difference that they made in this child's life because they put him in school.
Because they had so little, but they were still so happy and didn't find any reason to be sad about anything.
At Boynton High, about 50% of our kids are living at or below the poverty level. And yet, they are raising money to put kids in school who have even less than they do. That alone just empowers them so much, and it makes them realize they're bigger than their circumstances and they can make things happen.
It means a lot because I never thought I would be able to help someone this much, help someone actually go to school and totally change someone's life when I was this young.
One of the things that I would love to see happen is that during a student's senior year, if they're sponsoring a child for 2 or more years, that they get to go to the country and meet that child, walk in their shoes, spend a week with them, see the difference that they made, the impact that would have on them. For some of our kids, they've never even been out of the state. Some of them have never been out of our town, never mind the country. But to see a different culture and what they have, to appreciate what they have versus what others have, and to see the difference they made through giving a child an education. All I can think of is, what's that going to do for the rest of their life? What's that going to do for their children when they teach their children about being empathetic, about coming from kindness?
For me, it's being the hero, man, to change someone's lives, to make his life better, and then one day he will really appreciate that, and then I feel like I want to help more in life for them.
There's another thing that we can use assistance with, and it comes down to shipping. We write letters back and forth. Our kids write letters to each other back and forth. They learn about each other's country and culture through the letters that they write. They send pictures, drawings, artwork. We send, with the amount of letters that we send, the cost adds up. That's something that our kids don't incur. All the money that our kids raise goes directly to the child that they're sponsoring to put them in school. Nothing's taken out. So anything else, any other cost,